Well, hey y'all, what's going on? Well, I had another video in this series recorded, attempted to upload it 5 times, and I don't know if I was having problems or if YouTube was having problems, but 5 times it would upload it, get to 99% processing, and seem to stop. And then when I'd go to close screen, figuring it was about to wrap it up, it would want to abort the video. So I don't know what the deal is. So here we are. We're gonna cut another one here, and hopefully today, tomorrow, what have you, we'll get this technician bit wrapped up. Do apologize for jumping around and so much of this being out of order and etc. I was trying to hit as much as I can, and while things were on fresh on my mind, and give you all as much information and backstory on everything here as I could. So hope I've been able to make some sense to many of you with a lot of what's going on and what has been. All right, let's look at the next series of questions here, and we'll get it rolling. Okay, electrical current is measured in which of the following units? Volts, watts, ohms, or amps, or amperes, and that is in amps or amperes. Electrical power is measured in which of the following units? Volts, watts, ohms, or amperes, and that is in watts. What is the name for the flow of electrons in an electrical circuit? That is current. What is the name for current that only flows in one direction? That is direct current, as opposed to, and that's usually what comes out of your car batteries, your deep cycle marine batteries, etc., versus alternating current, which is what you get out of your normal wall socket. Okay, which is the electrical term for the electromotive force, or EMF, that causes electron flow, and that is voltage. I was always taught in high school, and when I was first getting into it, this is simply pressure, not the current unit, but always thought of it in all of our bloodstream. We've got our heart that's pumping the blood. Okay, the blood itself would be the current, the volume of electrons going through a given circuit. But then we all have a blood pressure, the amount of pressure that the heart's using to pump that blood through there. Works the same way in an electrical circuit. It's just a unit of pressure. How much voltage does a mobile transceiver typically require? This is about 12 volts, and you're going to be typically looking for 12 to 15, but about 12 volts there is the right answer. Which of the following is a good electrical conductor? Glass, wood, copper, or rubber? Copper is the best of the four. Which of the following is a good insulator? Copper, glass, aluminum, or mercury? Glass will be your best pick for an insulator there. Many power companies years ago used to use glass insulators up on top of the utility poles, and there are people that actually collect them. I think this is Depression era stuff, but you look around at shows like Antique Roadshow and some antique shops and etc. There are people that actually collect them. So if that helps. What is the name for a current that reverses direction on a regular basis? We just covered that. That's alternating current. Okay, which term describes the rate at which electrical energy is used? That is power. And we just covered this one. The unit of electromotive force is the volt. What describes the number of times per second that an alternating current makes a complete cycle? That is frequency. In which type of circuit is current the same through all components? That is a series circuit. In a series circuit, it has nowhere else to go, so it will be the same all the way through. And in which type of circuit is the voltage the same all the way across? That is parallel. Currents will divide in these, but voltages will not. Okay, finished off that one. Do I really want to get into some of this? Some of the conversions. How many volts are equal to 1 kilovolt? That's 1,000 volts. You'll see that written kV a lot of times. How many volts are equal to a microvolt? And that's a millionth of a volt. Where you'll see this is in receiver sensitivity, usually. Many of the companies will, ICOM, Kenwood, Yaesu, Tentec, etc., will tell you how sensitive their receivers are and list that as a microvolt unit. And this will, how many microvolts to give an S9 unit on a particular receiver. And normally it'll be between about 0.1 and 0.5 microvolts. Show you how some of the weak signal stuff won't mess around. Okay, which of the following is equal to 500 milliwatts? And that's 0.5 watts or half a watt. Believe it or not, there are people who have talked around the world running 500 milliwatts and got it confirmed. It is possible. Okay, if an ammeter calibrated in amperes is used to measure a 3,000 milliampere current, what reading would it show? That would be 3 amps. If a frequency display calibrated in megahertz shows a reading of 3.525 megahertz, what would it show if calibrated in kilohertz? 3,525 kilohertz. Just moving the decimal point. How many microfarads are equal to 1,000,000 picofarads? And yes, they get that small. We discussed that the other day, and that is 1 microfarad. What is the approximate amount of change measured in decibels of a power increase from 5 watts to 10 watts? It's about 3 dB. Technically, you may not see a whole lot on your S meter readings going 5 to 10. Some of that will depend on band conditions too. Band conditions can be a fickle thing. What is the approximate amount of change measured in decibels of a power decrease from 12 watts to 3 watts minus 6 dB? Okay, what is the amount of change measured in decibels from a power increase from 20 watts to 200 watts? About 10 dB. Let's see, which of the following frequencies is equal to about 28,400 kilohertz? That's 28.4 megahertz. Okay, frequency display of a rating of 2,425 megahertz. What is that in gigahertz? 2.425 gigahertz. Just covered that one. Oh, excuse me. Got a frog in my throat here. Alright, next section. What is the ability to store energy in an electric field called? And that is capacitance. Basic unit of capacitance is the farad. And forgive me if we've covered this section already. I'm having a brain fart at the moment, and I can't remember if we covered this or not. The ability to store energy in a magnetic field is inductance. And the unit there is the Henry. You'll most often see this in microhenries. Unit of frequency is the hertz. Abbreviation RF refers to radio frequency signals of all types. Radio wave is made up of what type of energy, and that is electromagnetic. What is the formula used to calculate electrical power in a DC circuit? That's what we call pi. Power is equal to current, or I, times voltage, PI. How much power is being used in a circuit? With the applied voltage of 13.8 volts DC and the current 10 amps, 138 watts. Just straight multiplication. How much power is being used in a circuit when the applied voltage is 12 volts and the current's 2.5, 30 watts. Again, simple multiplication. How many amps are flowing when the voltage is 12 volts and the load is 120? You're doing 10 amps. That is dividing across. Impedance. What is impedance? A measure of opposition to AC current flow in a circuit. And this is given in ohms, just like it is in DC. So you just hit that one. Proper abbreviation for megahertz, capital M, capital H, Z, lowercase z. See, did we just do that one? Electrical component opposes the flow of current in a direct current circuit. A DC circuit is the resistor. What type of component is often used in an adjustable volume control? That's a potentiometer, variable resistor. Sometimes you'll hear them referred to as, marked on a schematic a lot of times as VR, variable resistor. What electrical parameter is controlled by a potentiometer, and that is resistance? What electrical component stores energy in an electric field? A capacitor. We've already just hit that one. What type of electrical component consists of two or more conductive surfaces separated by an insulator? That is the capacitor. What type of electrical component stores energy in a magnetic field? We already hit that. That's an inductor. And that is a coil of wire. It is an inductor. That's how we define that. Let's see, what electrical component used to connect or disconnect electrical circuits? That's a switch. And you'll often hear them referred to single pole, single throw, double pole, double throw, double pole, single throw, etc. What electrical component is used to protect other circuit components from current overloads? That is a fuse. Which of the following battery types is rechargeable? Nickel metal hydride, lithium ion, lead acid gel cells, or the correct answer here is all the above. Gel cells used to be popular. I don't know if they're still floating around. Lithium ions these days are really starting to catch Let's see, which of the following is not rechargeable? Nickel cadmium, carbon zinc, lead acid, or lithium ion? The carbon zinc is the answer there. Lead acid is predominantly in your car batteries, as I recall. Nickel cadmium, or what we call NiCads, were popular years ago with ham radio handhelds. They've since kind of fallen away to the lithium ions and things like that, newer technology. Nothing wrong with the NiCads, and they're still around, but have simply given away to newer technology. Oh, goodness. See what else we want to cover here today. Which of the following devices or circuits changes an alternating current into a varying direct current signal? This is a rectifier. This will just be a series of diodes going together. That's what you'll see with that. What is a relay? And that is an electrically controlled switch. Let's see, that one's got a diagram in it, so we'll skip that. Which of the following displays an electrical quantity as a numeric value? And that is a meter, and it's giving you just a numerical quantity of how much voltage or how much current, how much resistance is at a particular point. Which type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from a power supply? And this is the regulator. And anytime you buy a power supply, you want to make sure it's regulated. The unregulated ones will tend to hum and make some noise. So regulated ones are the best. What component is commonly used to change 120 volts AC house current to a lower AC voltage for other uses? This is the transformer. Which of the following is a commonly used as a visual indicator? LED, FET, Zener diode, or bipolar transistor? This is the LED, and y'all should know this one. I mean, that piece of cake on that. Which of the following is combined with an inductor to make a tuned circuit? And that is the capacitor. What is the name of the device that combines several semiconductors and other components into one package? And that is the integrated circuit. Could have millions and sometimes billions of them on a single circuit. Let's see, that's got a diagram, so that won't help us. Which of the following is a resonant or tuned circuit? And that's an inductor and a capacitor connected in series or parallel to form a filter. That's about right. Yeah. Oscillators, mixers, things like that is where you're going to see this. And last one, and we'll wrap it up for now. Which of the following is common reason to use shielded wire? A, to decrease the resistance of DC power connections, to increase the current carrying capability of the wire, to prevent coupling of one-to-one signals, to or from the wire, or to carry the wire to other signals. And C is your answer there. Prevent coupling. You've got an outer layer of insulation there to keep the magnetic fields, the electric fields, from interfering with one another, and will often detune the circuits and create a mess. So there you go. All right, y'all. Another 20 minutes there. Let me get to see if this one's going to upload, and we can go on from there. So appreciate y'all coming by, supporting the channel. Other ways to support the channel in the description, of course. Have a look-see if you feel so inclined. And with that, for the time being, Jimbo out.